There you go, so you're all the way in Missouri. That's not the right answer, Shane. You're supposed to say, I'm at an undisclosed location in a tropical country running from crocodiles right now. So,
I did have my fair share of that this year, I believe. It was,
I know, and that's what I want to talk about, because you actually did that. So tell us about La Ruta Maya. I believe that's what's called. And it first came to our attention when we were doing the open nominations for the Supman Awards, the Supconnect Men Awards. And you obviously won that. It was a phenomenal story. And so give us a little bit of the background there and tell us. Tell us about it.
I mean, it all kind of started, the season started this year. Ty Caranto with Perrien gave me a call, and he was telling me about this race. He actually just went down, he had a vacation with his wife in Belize, and he was down here, and he's in Miami airport, and he gives me a call, and he says, hey man, I got this race I want you to do. I was like, yeah, man, I'm up for, whatever, let me know. And, tells me about La Ruta Maya. It's a 179-mile race in Belize. And it's a stage race,
So wait, pause there for a second. A 170-mile race in Belize, tropical country, hot, humid, in the middle of the jungle, right? So a lot of white water, right? I saw some white water during that.
Yeah, there was quite a bit of white water in it. Usually the river is like really, really bony. So we got lucky. It had some rain just right before, so it was up a little bit. But it was still, there were a lot of showers, a lot of rapids. It was a tricky river. It had some movement, but not a lot of great stuff. So it had good flow on some days, and then as you got further down the river, it got less flow. But yeah, very tropical. These huge monsters, iguanas in the trees, and these howler monkeys yelling at you.
And those are scary. I remember being in Costa Rica. I was walking on the beach with my wife, and all of a sudden there was this freak show. I heard all these howler monkeys, whatever you call them. I thought I was like in the middle of Jurassic Park, so I can't imagine like paddling through it. They can be frightening at first.
It's really insane, because I mean they have that weird like and you're expecting something like big and bear-like, and these things are only like a foot tall. So it's just, you got to really look out for them. But man, you would hear them from far, far away.
I know. I really thought I was in the middle of Jurassic Park, and I thought I was going to meet my creator. I really did. But there is a very interesting aspect to your story, and that is like the human interest aspect of the story. You had like some things you had to overcome to get back on the board. So it's also a beautiful story as far as like, your ability to overcome it all and then put yourself in this amazing, a very challenging situation of a 170-mile race that has all this history to it. Like the Mayans used to race and paddle in it hundreds of years ago. And but tell us about your personal challenges and getting back on the board.
For me to actually get there, to get to the point where I'm at now with stand up, I had some hurdles. I had, just everyone's got tough stuff, man. And so my story, I don't think it's all that great, but it's interesting because 10 years ago, I was in college, and I started having issues with my vision. I said, I must be partying too much, and I ended up losing all my vision in my left eye, and my right eye started going blurry. So I went to a doctor, an eye doctor, multiple eye doctors later. They sent me to the hospital. I'm in the ER, and I wake up 4 days later to find out basically my blood pressure was 220 over 185, and my eyeballs were hemorrhaging. So I was basically on the verge of death. I basically should have died. So I woke up. They kind of told me, hey, it's been on dialysis. You had kidney failure 100%. And you're pretty much just lucky. You're lucky to be here. So went on dialysis for a year. Back in 2001, and after a year, I kind of got a kidney transplant from my mom, which was just amazing. To kind of have that experience and get life a second time from your mother, so it was really, really special for me. So then, for the past years, after that, I was trying to pick up the pieces. I just was working like crazy with bills, and I just couldn't really make anything happen. And I just started to get to the point, it's kind of about 10 years of my anniversary of my kidney transplant, and I want to make something significant of it and do something extraordinary. So it kind of started with, I did this crazy race back in October of 2011, 340-mile race, the N140, which was kind of like the beginning of it. And then La Ruta Maya was like the big moment. I was like, man, I'm in Belize. And the cool thing about the race there is it's all three-man canoes. So they've never had a solo entrant, let alone a stand-up paddleboarder. They've never really seen stand-up paddleboarders. So it was just the significance craziness that's added to my life at the time is, you know, the day that Todd had called me with Perrien to race, just days prior, my father-in-law had a stroke at the hospital. And then, you know, he ended up passing away just a week and a half before I went to the race. So, I mean, it was just...
And that's what I wanted people to know. That's what I wanted people to know, that you obviously have done amazing things. You just said, like, you've paddled like a 340-mile race. Then you did the La Ruta Maya, 100 plus. And you also, and in the middle of all this, you had all these personal things that you were overcoming as well. And you also did like the Texas water safari, isn't that right?
Ooh, man, yeah. That.
So what was that, 200? What was the mileage on that? 260?
260 miles. It was I mean, it's labeled as the world's toughest canoe race, and I mean, it definitely earns that hands down. It's 260 miles. 255 of it traverses 3 rivers, and you get every condition thrown at you whatsoever. And then the last 5 miles is the bay crossing. So basically, you know, you got huge rapids, and the interesting part about this race is there's portages. So basically, you know, you start the race a quarter mile, and you sprint across this lake, and people disappear into the woods, and you're picking up your boats, in my case, my board. I had 60 pounds of gear on it, because for this race, you can only receive water and ice from your ground crew. So you got to carry all your food and all your supplies the entire race. In the beginning of the race, it's got to be with you.
Oh, wow.
So I got, you know, 60 pounds on the board, and I'm trucking through woods, and I get back on, and there's, you know, these huge rapids, and there's shallows, and there's shoals, and there's just obstacles, and there's portages. And like 200 miles in, you know, it's like you're already beat down, and there's a 1.8 mile log jam that you got to portage around. So you got to carry your stuff for, you know, almost 2 miles. And it's the most insane race I've ever heard of. So, you know, of course, I'm like, man, I got to do it.
Well,
one of those, just I got to push the envelope a little further.
So, well, Shane, thanks a lot for, I mean, this incredible insight into like what it looks like to be a journey paddler. I would love to have you come by. You know, next time you come to Southern California, let's have you in the studio. I mean, these stories are just amazing. What you've had to overcome personally, and then what you continue to overcome through all of these races. I mean, it's one of the most inspiring stories in the entire stand-up paddle world. I want to personally and publicly say that. We hear a lot of things here, as Supconnect is obviously a global platform. But your story is definitely on top there. And it's no surprise why I think you won the open nomination round of the Supconnect Awards. Congratulations on that. And
And Andre, and if I could just add, actually, anyone listening, check out Supconnect. Go on there. You can actually find the Route of Maya trailer. Supconnect was one of the first places that put it up and posted it. It's a 2-minute trailer. The documentary is going to be coming out in a couple months.
That's right. And shout out.
I appreciate you guys doing that.
Yeah, no, and we're here all the way when we definitely want to keep kind of getting the word out and the stoke out on everything you're doing. Also, shout outs to Perrien for supporting you in all of that. And Todd is definitely one of the most fun guys to be around. So a perfect match there with you guys. And just keep it up. Keep us posted. And again, thanks a lot for taking the time in your day to have this interview, and keep us posted. And yeah, let's do it again.
Absolutely, yeah. I should be out your way, and actually I'm hoping in a few months. Todd's working on a
perfect
18-foot cup with Perrien, so I'll get a hold of you guys.
There we go. Thanks a lot, Shane, and have a great day, man, and keep it cranking.
Thank you much, man. Take care out there.
Take care. Bye-bye.
See ya.
Alrighty, Shane Perrien, so elite extreme long distance paddler. We're going to go into a quick commercial break right now. And then coming up next, we have Jillian Gibree. All right, Jillian is back live on the show, talking BOP, fitness, all kinds of stuff, what she has been up to. So quick commercial break, and we'll be right back.